Dr. Brent Holzabus, and welcome to another podcast of Ask the Chiropractor. Ask the Chiropractor is our little podcast that we do here because often people have a question about chiropractic or chiropractic care, and they often ask the wrong person. Who is the wrong person? Anybody who's not a chiropractor, because only chiropractors know what chiropractors truly do. So if you have a question about chiropractic, I always recommend you ask a chiropractor. Your family doctor and other people have the best of intentions, but they really never studied chiropractic, and they shouldn't be considered to be an expert by any means. No more than you should ask the chiropractor questions about your teeth, because we're not dentists. We do not know teeth like dentists know teeth. So if you have a question about chiropractic, always ask the chiropractor. And that's what we're doing here today. Somebody had a question for me, and so I come on here and I do my podcast and I try to answer the question, not only for that person, but for everybody. And the question I was asked is, it's a New Year's coming. If you're watching this live, we're recording this on January 2nd. With the new year here, and I want to do New Year's resolutions, is there any reason I should come meet with you first? Or do you think I should talk to the chiropractor before I start my New Year's resolutions? And again, we're assuming the New Year's resolutions are you want to be a healthier, better version of yourself. If you're looking to make more money next year, probably not ask the chiropractor, ask your financial planner. But if your resolutions are to become a healthier, better version of yourself, the chiropractor is a great place to start. Not the end-all, be-all, but a great place to start. A couple different reasons. The first reason is a lot of times we know your posture, we know where you're strong, we know where you're weak, we know where you're tight, we know where you're loose based on the way your spine behaves. And we can give you this knowledge, this information, and we can definitely share this information and knowledge with others. So first of all, if you're working with a coach, that's great, because working with a coach is a great way not to get hurt. I speak from experience. I used to go to the gym by myself all the time, and for the last 10, 12 years, I've been working with a coach, and they watch me, they make sure my technique is good and watch what I'm doing. It's often funny when they don't know what I do for a living, and they start talking to me about neck health and stuff like that. I tend to add on. But for the rest of you, working with a coach is great to make sure your technique is right and stuff like that. So if you come to us and you say, hey, I'm going to go work with a coach, a lot of times we ask your permission to call and talk to that coach about you so we can give you help and give you guidance and help structure the way you're doing things. So what we do a lot of times when we call up the coach, we're like, hey, we notice that they have a lot of problems with their hip flexors. Or hey, we notice their trapezius muscles are always full of knots and really, really tight. Can you take an extra special caution in this area? And then you'll end up getting better care and better everything because we were able to talk and communicate with each other. So I'm a huge fan of working with your coaches and working with people you do by yourself. Now, for those of you that don't want to get a coach, you just want to buy a piece of exercise equipment, or you just join the gym on your own, you're going to do your own thing, hey, that's better than doing nothing. Come talk to us especially, because we're going to talk to you a lot about posture, things to consider when you lift weights and exercise, ideas and suggestions. I mean, a simple one that we should all work on is always sticking our chest out. So every time we pull into our bodies, we're trying to squeeze our shoulder blades together, keep our chest extended, but at the same time, keep our chin retracted as we go. That way we know we're not going to damage ourselves, because exercise done right is great. Conversely, exercise done poorly, not so great. So we want to make sure that we're doing it right, getting the most bang for our buck. The other thing too I might tell you is, like, whenever you go do a squat or a deadlift, it should always be embarrassing for the person behind you. That's what I tell everybody. You should try to stick your rear end out as far as you can and think about, feel bad for the person standing behind you for the sight they're about to see. But that's the way we do it. We stick our rear end out as far as we can. We go down, we grab the bar, and we come up. You're so much less likely to hurt yourself. And we also might want to change some of your exercises. If you have a really bad L1, L2 with hip flexors involved on one side, we might tell you to skip doing a lunge and do a step up on the box instead. This way you're less likely to hurt yourself. So our goal is not for you to go to the gym and hurt yourself and keep us really busy about 2 or 3 weeks into the year. Our goal is for everyone to do healthier, do better, and maybe give a little less work for us, because you won't be as injured and need us as much. Another thing a lot of people want to do during the start of the year is they might want to start up a whole new vitamins and supplements and start cleansing their body and putting nutritions in. And again, as chiropractors, we can help a lot with that. Here in our clinic, we sell some supplements. We sell the ones I take every day. Everybody they say that, hey, Dr. Holzabus, I know you do lots of research. I know you read lots of books and you get involved in the research studies. And I know that you would know the best one to take. So which one do you take? And I got asked that question so many times. I finally decided to start carrying an inventory of the stuff I take. So the things I take every day are here available to you if you want them. But also, if you don't want mine, I think a Ford, Chevy, and Dodge truck can probably tow just about the same amount. So you don't have to get the ones I have. But come talk to me so I can tell you what I would look for if I was at a store buying something. I want certain things in my fish oil, certain things in my vitamin D3, certain things in my daily vitamin, certain things in my probiotics. So if you want to do those things, come see me. I'll help guide you in the right direction, or ask your chiropractor if you're watching this somewhere else in the world. And we can give you advice on the good ones and the bad ones and what to look for and what to avoid. Unfortunately, not all the products are to your best health. I mean, I see at the stores they have omega-3 and omega-6s combined in one supplement, and I think this is awful because we're trying to raise our omega-3s and conversely have our balance of 6s go down. But if you take them together, they just both go up and you don't change the ratio. So I'm not a big fan of the omega-3s and 6s, but I'm a big fan of the 3s. There's little advice like that your chiropractor can help guide you into a world where maybe you're not familiar with. Another thing a lot of people want to do is start a new diet. Well, come see your chiropractor because we study all these diets and we look at these different things. We look at the Mediterranean diet, we look at the paleo diet, we look at the carnivore diet. And really what my focus is, I look at all of those and I see what they all exclude. Not so much what this one tells you to eat, this one tells you to eat more of this, eat more of that. But if you look at all the diets you can think of, there's certain things that they all say don't do this. So we created a list of the don't do this and all those combined. And so you can do your paleo, you can do your carnivore, you can do your Mediterranean, because those all have a lot of the same stuff in them, but they all agree like you shouldn't drink diet soda, you shouldn't eat candy bars. There's certain things they all agree on, and we'll go over those with you if you have questions on that. Just like the supplements and the diet, you can go back and look at some of my previous episodes. You'll see stuff of me talking much more in depth about that. If you have questions on those topics, go ahead and look at some of my previous episodes. But let's talk about the number one reason why you should go see a chiropractor before you start your exercise and your diet change and your New Year's resolution. Number one reason is muscle memory. What's muscle memory? Well, the first time I swung a golf club, it was really ugly. It was really robotic and rigid and very non-fluid, I would say. Well, as I started taking some lessons, I started swinging it more and more and more. It became more and more fluid. And I developed what we call muscle memory to make it really easy for me to swing it. And I don't have to go through the 14 steps in my head that my original golf instructor gave me. Now, what happened to me was it wasn't a very good golf swing. So if I want to get better at my golf swing, I have to go see a golf coach, a golf pro. And what does the golf pro do? The golf pro is going to work on changing my muscle memory for my golf swing. So next time I swing the golf club, it'll be much prettier and the ball will travel better. It's a lot of work to change our muscle memories for those of us who have taken golf lessons or any other type of baseball lessons or stuff like that. But that's muscle memory. So why do you see your chiropractor before you start an exercise program? Well, let's get your spinal muscle memory the best it can be before you start something, so you go in with the best possible muscle memory you can have prior. Then when you go in and lift your weights, do your treadmills, do your recumbent bicycles, then what happens is you start to build on that memory, and hopefully it's a good memory, not bad muscle memory that takes a long time to deprogram and remove. I tell my golfers today, you can see me once before, you can see me 6 times afterwards. Because if you go in with a bad spine, you're going to leave with a worse spine. If you go in with a good spine, you leave with a good spine. How do I see this every day? I see this with the Ice Hogs every day. I'm the AHL Rockford Ice Hogs, the division of the Chicago Blackhawks. We take care of their players. These guys are one phone call away from becoming Chicago Blackhawks NHL hockey stars. They see me before the game, a lot more than they do after the game. They want to go in with the best muscle memory they can have, they have the loosest spine they can have, and decrease the risk of injury, which is a huge thing. You don't want to get hurt when you're working out. You don't want to get hurt when you're exercising, because then you won't do it. Then you wait till 2024 before you start again. So you want to avoid injury, making sure your spine's nice and lined before you start. You want to get the good muscle memory. I don't want to memorize horrible neck posture. I want to memorize good neck posture. So if I get a chiropractic treatment adjustment before I go in, that adjustment will put me in line, make it ready to go, and I'll do that much better at the workout. The workout will be better, and it'll help my good muscle memory. So seeing the chiropractor before is very, very great idea for long-term solutions. And plus, we don't want to, like I said before, we don't want to see you 2-3 weeks into the year and already have you starting to quit because you're starting to have aches and pains, and you want to feel better and you actually feel worse, and you tend to quit. So we want to help you achieve your goals. So I hope I answered some questions about the first of the year chiropractic stuff. I help your New Year's resolution do good. Again, I'm Dr. Brent Halsebus. I am a chiropractor here in Rockford, Illinois. I am the team chiropractor for the Rockford Ice Hogs. I'm a proud member of the Professional Hockey Player Chiropractic Society. I am the Illinois Regional Assemblyman for the International Chiropractic Association. I sit on the board of directors of the Illinois Prairie State Chiropractic Association, and I'm an extremely proud alumni of Palmer College of Chiropractic. So next time, if you have a question you'd like me to answer, you want to shoot us a message, go ahead and do it. Wherever you're watching this or listening to this, there should be links for you. If not, go to my website, rockforddc.com, and you'll find us there. You can leave us a message, and maybe next week you'll be the question of the week. All right, everybody, stay healthy, stay strong, and we're here for you. Thanks.